Hong Kong's comic industry is in pieces. The biggest culprit is the internet. In recent months, traditional Hong Kong comics have been receiving renewed attention. Alfonso Wong, the creative mind behind the Old Master Q series that has entertained countless readers since 1962. Exhibited 128 drawings at an auction. Every piece was sold, and the event attracted more than 5,000 visitors over 10 days, showing that fans still have a strong appetite for classic comics. At the same time, another local comic legend, Wai Chun Theresa, creator of the popular Miss 13 series, is holding an exhibition of her own. Her 13 showcase at Comix Home Base in Wan Chai has become a major attraction to the casual observer. These developments might seem to indicate that the local comic scene is flourishing.
In reality, they represent rare moments of relief amid a much tougher truth. The traditional comic industry in Hong Kong is fading fast. Its decline has often been covered in the media, with reports of falling book sales and artists struggling to earn a living. What caused this downturn? Can this once vibrant visual culture, loved by generations of readers, find a way forward? It risks becoming little more than a cultural artifact preserved in exhibitions and auctions. During the golden years of the 1980s and 1990s, artists such as Lam Chin and Alfonso could earn their living entirely through comics. He worked on well-known titles including True Love, The Jam, and Super 7. If I rely on drawing comics today, he says, I wouldn't earn enough to survive.
Lam's recent works include Seer, featured in a local magazine, and The Greatest Hits, a newly released collection of his short story illustrations created from the 1990s to the present. Alongside comic art, he juggles multiple roles such as film storyboarding, design for fashion brands, figurine production, and artwork for merchandising. Many experienced artists like him, who once thrived in the golden era of comics, have seen their profession reduced to a secondary pursuit.
According to Lam, the main reason for this decline is the rise of free web comics. Readers can now access short four-panel strips online that are updated frequently and cost nothing. Just as the internet has disrupted music, newspapers, television, and film, the comic industry is also struggling amid the flood of free or pirated content.
In this age, readers think comics should be free, just like music.
Lam remarked, the barrier to entering the field has become much lower. Anyone with a website can become a comic artist. In the past, artists like Lam spent years honing their craft and working hard to get published, with success measured by producing high-quality books that sold well. Now fame can come simply from posting comics online and attracting clicks.
Lam believes that the spread of poorly made digital content by amateurs has significantly damaged the industry.
Reliable statistics about this field are hard to find, but Alan Wan, CEO of Anatime Ammunition Studio and one of the founding directors of the Hong Kong Comics and Animation Federation, offers informed estimates. He has worked in the business since the 1970s, beginning as a writer and later shifting into production, licensing, syndication, and management. He recalls that between 1995 and 2000, the market generated about HKD saving 100 million from local comics, Chinese translated Japanese manga, and other works. By 2010, that figure had fallen to around HKD 300 million, a drop of more than half.
These figures were compiled from more than 80 companies affiliated with the Federation. One agrees that free digital comics wiped out a large share of the market, but emphasizes that other serious problems played a part. The distribution network has dwindled. Traditional comic stores are disappearing. During the industry's peak, there were roughly 350 comic shops, but now fewer than 100 remain. Street news vendors, once a major outlet for comic publishers, are also vanishing.
The Hong Kong government no longer issues new licenses for newsstands, which is why you rarely see them today.
Says one independent. Operators have also struggled to compete with chains of convenience stores, which now serve as the main outlets for printed materials. These stores charge higher stocking fees, making it unfeasible for many comic publishers to use them.
One left the local comic scene 4 years ago to join the animation, television, film, and toy industry in mainland China with Anatime Animation Studio.
It's difficult to adapt to a new business and environment, but if I had stayed in Hong Kong, I would have had to downsize and completely restructure for a small market.
He explains despite challenges such as differing regulations and audience taste, he believes that working hard in the mainland offers the potential for greater rewards in a larger market. Many former publishers have adapted to the new era by shifting to new markets or branching into different aspects of the business, such as licensing digital content to gaming companies.
You can't depend solely on traditional comic book publishing.
One notes.
Even so, he remains hopeful that the industry will become more creative and innovative. People now want content across many devices, not just through print, but also on television, mobile phones, game consoles, and computers.
He says he stresses that in a connected and globalized era, content creators must rethink both their competitors and their audiences.
As the market is now international, your competition is global.
He explains locally focused content that only appeals to Hong Kong readers will not travel well.
He advises creators to develop ideas that can reach wider audiences. Lam also believes that a greater variety of comic styles is needed to attract modern readers who seek fresh stories and visuals. While countries such as the United States and Japan have evolved with changing reader tastes, Hong Kong has mostly stayed the same.
Many veteran comic artists haven't updated their kung fu style, which was popular from the 90s to the 1990s. Lam observes.
He notes that most young people today find these fighting comics outdated and instead prefer stories about relationships, families, and everyday
struggles.
Lam is pessimistic about the future of the industry, citing the demolition of the Kowloon walled city as an example of Hong Kong's disregard for its cultural heritage. People here only care about money, they don't value culture, they just keep destroying, he says.
When asked whether he expects any improvement in the near future, he simply shrugs.